Hello, everyone. Crystal Quibel from Literary Speaking. Every week, I host a podcast where I ask all the questions I always wanted to know as an aspiring writer to New York Times bestselling authors, literary agents, publishing professionals. I ask the questions like, how long did it take you to write your book? What was the editing process like? Did you hire your editor? Did you wait until you got a book deal? How many people did you query before you got an offer of representation from a literary agent? How long did it take to find your publisher? And what is that relationship with your publisher like? What do they do for you? And what do they expect from you? Those are some of the questions you can expect to hear on Literary Speaking. And I'd love it if you visited my website at crystalequibel.com, sign up for the newsletter, and I'll send you updates on all the groovy writing news. You know, I have had the best time in the past year building a platform, having my podcast, connecting with writers. And one of the things that I love the most is hearing that everybody has a struggle and everybody has triumph. And that some of the best authors out there with, best-selling books have no platform at all when they start. And so I really wanted to just create a video where I talk about, continuing to inspire when it feels like no one's listening. I think nowadays with social media, we really expect to have this heavy presence and that everyone's going to love our work. And we can spend, hours or days writing a piece and want to share it. And when it only gets one or two likes or shares or none at all, we have to wonder, am I still a writer? Of course you are. And that's what makes writing so unique and amazing. It's about creating a practice that is sacred and magical and reciprocal in ways where you can connect with other writers and share your work and be able to share your words with the world. Because I believe when I read memoir, I really get in tune with that person and their story and what's happened to them. And for me, it really feels like there's a part of a healing that occurs, not just for the writer writing, but also as the reader sort of connecting with the writer. I mean, how many people have read Eat, Pray, Love or Wild or Her and really connected with the main character or the author and wanted to reach out in some way and just thank them for writing their words? I think as authors, aspiring writers, and future authors, it's our job to reach out to one another and really support each other and be able to say, hey, your work affected me. I was really, really touched by it. And what I want to encourage you to do this week is to go out on social media and meet some new authors or people that their work has inspired you and you've never said a word to them. It can't hurt to leave a comment and say, your work has deeply affected me. And this is how I've made some of the best connections in the industry and been able to, rub elbows with some really great authors and some amazing people that I've looked up to for years and didn't have the courage to come forward and speak up. So make sure when you're going to events like Writers Digest Conference or any sort of writing conference that don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to go to that person and say, hey, your writing means something to me. I'm so glad I get to meet you. I think, especially as writers, we don't quite realize that we hold everybody on these pedestals and they're just like us. And they need encouragement and reassurance that their words are important too. So I think it's just kind of like a little mini challenge that I'd like for you to try this week, to reach out to somebody you really admire and let them know why you admire them and what it is about their work that really inspires you. Maybe write a piece inspired by them and send it to them and say, you really inspired me to write this poem, or you inspired me to write this blog about the subject. And let me know in the comments below if you did it and link to it. I'd love to share it on my page on facebook.com/CrystalLeeQuibel, and I will share it up and I would love to see what you come up with. Make sure you go to my website because I've got some exciting news coming up about a big launch, and it's to do with writing. So if you've been looking for a magical, reciprocal, and sacred writing group full of people who really give a shit about you and your writing, and they want to help you get it out there, you're probably going to want to get in on it. So visit me on my website, crystalequibel.com, sign up for the newsletter. I'll send you some great freebies about outlining your book, and every week you're automatically entered to win a free book from one of my authors or guests on the podcast. So that's another little bonus. Thanks so much for watching. Keep writing.